This video is intended for adult collectors or adults who want a nostalgia fix, not for kids. Although children may appear in this video, they are in it for review purposes only. If you are a child, please make sure to get your parents' permission before watching and make them watch it with you.
I am Catwoman. Hear me roar.
¿Qué onda? This Hector Canales bringing you a retro review of the 1991 Batman Returns Catwoman with whipping arm action and taser gun. With the great success of the 1989 Batman movie and Toy Biz losing the DC license the same year they acquired it, Kenner Toys was holding nothing back for when Batman Returns hit theaters June 16, 1992. Using what looked like a modified mold of their 1984 Superpowers line Batman and a different head to their unreleased Superpowers line Catwoman action figure, these new figures look like their live-action counterparts, except for the Penguin. Aside for his height, the Penguin looked nothing like Danny DeVito's portrayal of the Penguin in Batman Returns. Some say it was because Kenner found it easier and cheaper to use their existing Penguin mold from their Superpowers line. Others say Danny DeVito's Penguin was too scary to make into a toy for children. But what kid wouldn't want to play with a mutant-faced, short, bald man wearing a dirty onesie spewing black blood out of his mouth? Let's get to the unboxing.
The signal goes out. A ferocious feline is on the prowl.
It's Catwoman.
But Bruce Wayne's custom coupe is loaded with surprises. Batman returns.
What was that?
It's Batman.
Catwoman sets a trap.
But Batman's unstoppable.
No, I'm not.
Batman strikes back.
Catwoman's been hidden.
Batman returns. Bruce Wayne figure included with custom coupe. Other figures sold separately.
I've been waiting a long time to do this review, and I wanted to do it properly. One of the reasons I am so interested in this Catwoman is because it looks like she was a retooled Superpowers Catwoman that was never released because the Superpowers line was canceled. And it doesn't surprise me that Kenner will go back and reuse old molds because, well, they've done it way too many times. And they actually did it for this Catwoman, where they reused it for Batman the Animated Series Catwoman. I'm also going to take out a few of my loose Superpowers collection and see just how well she blends in with those figures. Looking at the box, look at that illustration of Catwoman with her whip. It's very eye-catching. I do wish she was looking at us instead of looking down at the figure. There's something lacking in the box art colors. I know this is Batman Returns and it's dark, but it just doesn't help the figure pop in the box. You have Catwoman all dressed in black and then the background a dark purple. If it would have been a different type of color, although it would have been maybe out of character, it would have made this figure pop. On the back, at the very top, you see instructions on her action and how to use that taser gun. Then you have all these amazing figures. From the 15-inch Batman all the way at the top, all the way to the bottom where you yourself can dress up as Batman. This is very cool. So let's unbox it. Why don't we smell it? It doesn't smell like a new toy. It smells like old plastic. Let me smell it again. It was this rope for the taser gun that smelled kind of off. So let me smell her by herself. Yeah, that's more like it. All right, off the bat, I've been having a pretty hard time getting her to stand. The best way was to put the whip in her hand and have the weight kind of distribute a little forward, because without it, I think I could make her stand without the whip, like holding onto the whip, but I would have to bend her a little. Yeah, you see? And so she stands in an awkward pose. I guess you could call it action pose, but kind of want her to stand normally, like a regular person. She has a very nice aesthetic. She reminds me of the female figures for the Masters of the Universe line, where she actually looks feminine. Look at that detail. From the top of her head all the way down to her legs. This is really nice. The stitching effect is fantastic. This figure, unlike the penguin figure, is very movie accurate. Look how they even sculpted the corset. That is really nice. High heel boots. Just to nitpick, the only things off on this figure are her seemingly missing nail claws. She does have kind of like the sculpting that she's about to like scratch Batman, but she doesn't have the nail claws. Also, her eye color and her eyeshadow. Otherwise, she's a pretty figure. She's a very pretty figure. But this is one of those figures. It's so simple, but done so right. Like a Darth Vader or C-3PO. Also made by Kenner. Oh, where did you get your boots? She has articulation at the head, all the way around. Articulation at her left arm, all the way around. And both her legs have articulation to go all the way around as well. Unlike Superpowers Wonder Woman, her articulation for her leg is just back and forwards. So that's one difference from the Superpowers line. Her right arm, no real articulation because it's used for her action. Let's take a look at her accessories. Her taser gun is not a taser gun. I've been tased before. This is not what a taser looks like. So you just put this piece. Actually, it looks more like something you would go fishing with. Harpoon launcher. And boom. It would go a lot further if it wasn't tethered together. And you would lose it if it wasn't tethered together. So that's actually pretty nice. When it has a little thing at the bottom. Oh, there we go. So yeah. Maybe on her left arm. That way it doesn't just point down. Here's her whip, which is literally just a piece of plastic. Like long stretchy piece of plastic. With no real detail. I mean, the handle's got some sort of detail. No, it doesn't. But it is stretchy. And it looks like it might even hurt. Yeah, it does hurt. And I think right now Michelle Pfeiffer would still rock that whip a lot better than Harrison Ford. And comparing her to the 1993 Batman the Animated Series Catwoman, you can tell that this is a modified mold of this Catwoman. She even has the same action, but there's small little differences in it. They omitted all the stitching, the boots, even the left hands look the same. And here she is grouped up with the 1984 series Superpowers by Kenner. She blends in very nicely, although her head is slightly kind of big. Yeah, her head's pretty big. But it's a lot better looking than that one they had sculpted for her. I was just about done with this review when I decided to post this picture up on one of the dedicated Superpowers groups I'm a part of on Facebook. The replies I received were not just informative, but they were also a bit crushing. Because even though I kind of knew she wasn't part of the Superpowers line, it really crushed me to know that even the prototypes weren't a part of the Superpowers fandom. They came later. It does not take away of how great a figure this is. It's a great figure. The only drawbacks are that she doesn't really stand.
Thank you, Super Friends.
But if you're a collector,
I'd like to introduce to you all Mrs. Bruce Wayne.
Hi, everybody. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much for coming to my wedding.
We'll clean up the Hall of Justice later. Now I'll slip into something more comfortable, and we'll dance the night away in my huge mansion. Yeah!
Yo, Lantern, isn't it great? Bruce Wayne, settle down. It's nice to see some joy on the Dark Knight's face.
it ain't gonna last.
Don't say that.
I know about these things. You know, the ring, trust me, I know, okay?
Red Tornado, do you find it odd that the bride decided to wear black on her wedding?
No, Selena Kyle has been booked and charged on many counts of prostitution.
Anyway, I have not seen the boy Wonder until now, brooding all alone. He must not be very happy about this. I shall speak with the young man. Excuse me, Red Tornado.
Fuck, man. Come on, dude. Tell Oliver about it. Come on. You know I ain't lying. Come on. You know, believe me. I'm telling you, they're real. I live there. I should know, dude. Come on.
You hear this guy? Mermaids, he says. Mermaids. What kind of idiots does he take us for?
Man, I don't know, dude. What kind of idiots are you?
Robin, if I may speak with you for a moment, I have noticed you are indifferent towards the marriage of your adoptive father and his new bride. You must be joyous in these occasions.
No, yeah. I'm happy for Bruce. It's just, now that he's married, he asked me to move out. Like, where am I gonna live? I'm just a poor boy. I just turned 24.
My heart, it breaks for the boy. How can I help?
Stay tuned to the thrilling and dramatic conclusion of Super Friends!
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and ring that bell to be notified when the next retro review drops. Superpowers Martian Manhunter with the conclusion of our story.